Thank you, Judge.
Randy,
Wonderful
if you
speech.
guys scoot this way, Jaime's got a chair. He'd come back here if he wants.
Well, next up, we also have an old friend, a great friend, a seer, a visionary. And I was talking to Gerald during the break, and we both agreed that we've been wounded this last year in our hearts, and I think we all share that wound. And I think that's one of the reasons why so many of you underwent so many difficulties to get here and to come here, because we all feel this wound inside of us, and we want to share it with people that have that same feeling. So we're grateful to Gerald Celente for coming and sharing some of insights and hopefully helping us heal some of these wounds and move on to better times.
Thank you for having me, and I'm very, truly honored to be here. And there is no man alive that I respect more than Dr. Ron Paul for his spirit, his passion, his truth, his love for all living things, and what he's done to make that happen. So thank you so much. It's a true honor to be here in Daniel. McAdams for what they do and how hard they work to keep the truth alive as it's being stolen from us, as made clear by all the speakers before me. This is unprecedented in human history, what's happened to us so quickly. Last time I was here, we were bitching and moaning about what was going on. Those were happy days compared to now. Oh, Christ, how could this happen? And as Congressman Massey made clear and Judge Napolitano made clear, there's no two-party system. It's a freak show right in front of everybody's eyes. This is the end, as I see it, of the American empire. We lost the Afghan war, and as you people may know, I was banned from TV for forecasting the United States would lose it. And what happens at the end of the empires are you have the weak leading the people. The weak leading the people. Look at the people that they were talking about. Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi. How low can you go? How can people suck up to these pieces of crap? You know, I've been criticized. There's some young kids here, so I'll use what they call proper language. You know, I'm a guy that grew up in the Bronx. I was the smallest kid. I learned how to fight right away. I'm so blessed. From the parents I came from, the time that I grew up, 1946, the youngest of 5 kids. So I learned all the crazy crap in front of me from my older brothers and sisters. I ran away from kindergarten at 4.5 years old and crossed the Boston Post Road. Time to take a nap. Time to take a nap. I was taking naps every day. No, Gerald, you have to take a nap like all the kids were doing. Second day, Miss Rose's time to take a nap. I laid down. She turned around. I was out of it. They took me out of kindergarten because they know I'd be dead. Today they had me shot up with drugs. They used to tie me to the crib with nylon stockings because I'm out the window. Today they have me shot up with drugs. I grew up at a time when you were born to be free, born to be who you are. My father, may he rest in peace, I get in a fight with him. He said, "You little bastard. You think I'm telling you what I'm telling you because I want you to be like me? I want you to be yourself." Not anymore. You will believe what I tell you to believe. I am your governor. I am your mayor. I'm Little Warren Wilhelm Jr. who changed his name to de Blasio to get the Italian-American vote, you have to get a vaccination to go into that restaurant.
No way.
And the people do it. I was at a rally in Columbus Circle last week. The grand total of about 2,000 people turned up out of 8.3 million Americans in Manhattan. Where is the fighting spirit of the American people? How can they do this to us? My heart is truly broken when I see what's happened to this country. I'm out last Tuesday. This place called Hutton Brickyard. It was the biggest brickyard. It's up in Kingston, New York. And it was the fourth biggest brickyard in the country. They turned it into this high-end hotel, big, beautiful place. And there's this attorney that I know. He's there. I said, "How you doing, man?" "Good, good." He said, "How are you?" I said, "I'm really unhappy what's going on." This is a guy, not a friend, but always respectful to each other. Matter of fact, we had drinks together one New Year's Eve. And I said, "Man, I'm really bummed out with all these mandates they're putting on." This is an attorney. He said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You can't go into any of the places in the city anymore without a passport." "I'm not getting that passport." He said, "You're not?" "Why, these vaccinations are wonderful. They're as good as the chicken pox vaccinations, polio, measles." I said, "Hey man," I said, "these aren't vaccinations." I said, "These are gene therapy." "Well, you know, they have 93% of the people." I said, "No, they say 96% effectiveness." No. I said, "By the way," I said, "you're changing." I said, "You're an attorney." I said, "Let's stay on the gene therapy thing." And he goes, "Oh, no, you got it all wrong." And this goes on, and then he said to me, "I had enough of your shit, let's go outside." I'm telling you the truth. And I said, as a humble little guy from the Bronx, you know, "F you, who the hell do you think you're talking I said, come on outside and talk to me like this. Who the hell are you?" And I'm mentioning this to you because this is what's going to happen. All these people that have bent over and taken that shot are going to fight for everybody else to get as low as they've gone. If we don't stand up and fight for our freedom, these people that have been injected with all of this crap are going to fight to get us vaccinated too. If we don't stand up for our fight for freedom, we are finished. So, what is my talk about today? United we stand, divided we fall. We all know how bad it is. We all know what low-life pieces of scum crap are running and ruining our lives. Who's your favorite? I like little Gruesome Newsome, another little daddy's boy over there in California. I was the first guy to call out Andy Cuomo. Yeah, another daddy's boy born on third base and thought he had a home run. "I'm gonna rename the bridge after my daddy, Stupid Tappan Bridge." Yeah. I was calling this little dictator out a long time ago. These are the people. I like Witness Whitmere. No, I like the wine from Ohio. Look at these pieces of crap. They're telling us what to do. And it's global. Ontario residents will soon have to show proof that they've been fully vaccinated against COVID-19 to dine indoors at restaurants and go to gyms, it was announced on Wednesday. Where is the proof needed? Restaurants, clubs, nightclubs, sports, casinos, concerts, and, I'm not making this up, strip clubs, bathhouses, and sex clubs. So remember, sanitize your hands before you touch any of those chicks because... This yours. This is from the paper, all right? You ready for this one? This is from this little arrogant daddy's boy, Trudeau. Justin Trudeau. Him. You deserve, what do we have here? You deserve a government that continues to say, get vaccinated. So when I would say, I can't say this because I got kids over here, go F yourself. Oh, that's profanity. That's not profanity. Calling these little slime balls dignitaries, that's a dirty word. Unofficial. As Representative Massey said, they called him an asshole. That's disrespectful when you call somebody an asshole, because an asshole has a positive function. So I wouldn't call this guy an asshole. I call this little Trudeau a piece of crap. Anyway, and you know what? If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice, but don't think you can get on a plane or a train beside vaccinated people and put them at risk. And I would say, using proper language, hey, shithead, if they're vaccinated, why are they at risk? To protect our kids who can't get vaccinated. And I'd say, hey, scumbag, the chances are of a child getting COVID vaccine, getting the COVID and healing from it are only 99.997% according to the CDC. So what the hell are you talking about? And why do you want them to get vaccinated if that is their recovery rate? Amherst College requires COVID-19 tests twice a week. College? Students must take a COVID-19 test upon arriving on campus, and afterward they must take tests twice a week. Quote, we anticipate moving to weekly surveillance testing after September 11th. And while students may visit the town of Amherst, masked up while indoors, in order to conduct business, opening a bank account, picking up prescriptions, etc., during regular business hours, they may not go to restaurants or bars. They suck the joy out of life. You're a young kid going away to college. You're breaking free. No, you won't. You will stay in your dormitory. But you could go out to get a prescription drug or go to the banksters. That's okay. Hey, and I would say to the president, a craphead, how about all the teachers and the people working in the place over there? Could they go out to restaurants, but the students can't? Oh, that's right. I'm making up this crap. And that's what they've done. They've made this stuff up. COVID vaccination progress, only 1 in 5 say they won't get a jab. Latest. This is from our Trends Journal, September 29th, 2020. Americans get cold feet over COVID-19 vaccine. The poll shows that only 13% of Americans would be willing to take a vaccine upon rollout. Catch this. Joe Biden and his running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, have raised suspicions about the reliability of any vaccine rolled out before the election. President Trump and his campaign see an effective vaccine as a major boost to his re-election prospects. In May, President Trump announced, quote, Operation Warp Speed. That's how Operation Warp Speed, which he compared to the U.S. race for the atomic bomb. The Associated Press reported, once there is a viable vaccine, Trump said he would employ, you ready? every plane, truck, and soldier to distribute doses. New website Stat reported that many Democrats have indicated a swift vaccine approval would be politically motivated by the White House. Harris said she would not trust the vaccine under Trump. Biden agreed with his running mate. Kind of different story now, right? This was my trend forecast. Remember, this is what we do with the magazine, we do the forecasts. And again, I write what I see, not what I want to believe or wish for. As we have noted, from nations' capitals across the globe to Wall Street, the word is that until COVID vaccine is made available to the public, there will be no strong economic rebound. Therefore, the faster the vaccine hits the main street, we forecast resistance to get vaccinated will decrease as the major media and politicians promote getting vaccinated as the only way to win the COVID war, with virtually no mention of building up one's immune system and getting healthy. Governments will impose educational and other restrictions on all those who refuse to get vaccinated, just as they've done in many states and nations prior to the coronavirus. This is where we're going, and it's going to get worse. And by the way, you can't get newspapers anymore. I drove down the Jersey Turnpike, stopped at a load of different places, went over here. I read newspapers, they get them delivered every day, Financial Times, New York Times. And I read all over, I put out a magazine, I gotta know what's going on. You can't get any newspapers anymore, nobody's reading. This is from the toilet paper of record, the New York Times. They call themselves the paper of record. It's a toilet paper. 2 judges tell defendants to be vaccinated. This is last week. The defendant was charged with a number of minor crimes, including drug possession and shoplifting. He was prepared to plead guilty, and prosecution agreed, but a Bronx judge approving the deal added his own unusual condition. The defendant had to get a COVID-19 vaccination. 2 New York judges, 2 of them, are forcing the defendants to get vaccinations. And the name of these judges are Judge J.S. Radkoff, or is that Jerkoff? I can't get it. And Judge Jeffrey Zimmerman. This is Judge Radkoff there. He goes on to say, he argued that it fell up to him to determine whether a person seeking release represented a danger to the community. He wrote that an enhanced risk of infecting other innocent people and even potentially causing their death if they weren't vaccinated. That they are given an enhanced risk of infecting other innocent people and even potentially causing their death. Do you see what this means? You are causing other people's deaths because you are not vaccinated? All aboard, next train to Vaxwitz. This is coming from 2 Jewish judges. Don't call me an anti-Semite. Hitler would have loved you. And just to make it clear, 3 of my last 4 girlfriends were Jewish, so... And by the way, you know why Jewish men die before their wives? They want to. As Daniel McAdams said before, the media is completely in the camp of the enemy. This too from the toilet paper record this week, Thursday. AP elevates bureau chief to top editor. The Associated Press on Wednesday named Julie Pace, its Washington bureau chief, as its new top editor. A job that gives her overweight of the news organization's 250 bureaus in 100 nations. You ready? Here's a quote. Being a fact-based news organization.
That's a lie.
You know what that is, right? What is it? Let me see here. There you go. Being a fact-based news organization does not mean that everybody on every side of an issue gets equal hearing, gets equal voice. In certain cases, the facts are just really clear, and we want to make sure that we are amplifying the facts and not muddying the facts. So, COVID vaccines are safe.
Bullshit.
All right? She knows. Yeah. Could you believe this? Associated Press. There is no media. Of course, Associated Prostitutes. Media laws that get paid to put out by their corporate pimps and their government whoremasters.
That's right.
She knows COVID vaccines are safe. This is beyond the belief. There is no free press. The other speakers talked about it. Jeff spoke about the COVID war. That's what they called us as soon as it began. And in our magazine we said, dumb enough to believe Bush's wars, dumb enough to believe the COVID war. And everybody marched off. Just like they marched off to the Afghan war, the Iraq war. One after another, a war. How dumb are the people? Wall Street Journal, this Wednesday. Toilet paper demand leaps again. The first thing that the COVID war breaks out, excuse the word, the assholes went out and bought toilet paper. People were fighting for toilet paper. I'm not making this up. How screwed up can you be? Oh, they've been using toilet paper since, I think the Neanderthals. They were using toilet paper. No other way to clean it. So now on the bigger notes of, well, what this is going to do, nearly half of Manhattan office employers have delayed their employees' return to work. I'm going to go through this really quick. On Tuesday, Google became the latest major company to announce another delay in its return to office plans. Transportation Security Screens announced the lowest turnout last week since May 11th. Delta cripples fall recovery for New York. New York Times. The long-awaited milestone has been upended by the Delta variant of the coronavirus. That's BS. It hasn't been upended, it's been upended by the politicians. So what I'm saying to you is this economy is going to go down big, hard, and fast worldwide. The motto of the Trends Journal, again, my father may rest in peace. I'd be shooting my mouth off and he'd say to me in Italian, Pappagallo, parrot, stop repeating what everybody else is saying and think for yourself. So what I'm telling you, as I see the future of the economy, that the precious metals and even the cryptocurrencies, until they ban them, are going to keep going up. You saw the numbers come out a couple of days ago on the amount of new people applying for jobs. It was only 200 and something thousand. They expected over 700,000. People are living in fear. They suck the joy out of life. I watch people, and you see it too, driving in their cars with a mask on. How stupid can you be? They're afraid. They're not going out and spending. They're not traveling. This thing's going to go down hard and fast. It's going to be costly in a lot of ways. U.S. inflation, EU inflation hits decade high. Oh no, remember Jerome Powell? Yeah, the Fed chair. It's only temporary. Hey, how many months you been saying it's temporary? It's not temporary. It's done damage, and it's going to keep doing more damage. Currencies are going to lose their value. Your currency is going to take more of your currency to buy anything that you want. This thing's going to go down big, hard, and fast. Where are the people? United we stand, divided we fall. We must unite. How do we do it? I don't have the answer, but I'm trying to come up with solutions. One of the ideas that I have is I started a new church. The Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice. We need to unite, and again, I'm not selling this, I'm trying to come up with something. As wonderful, and again, thank you, all of you, for being here as true American patriots and loving for what this country gave us and who we are. So thank you. I'm not promoting anything, but I know that we cannot win the fight alone. We have to unite. I told you about I go to every rally I can. I hold them in Kingston. Judge Napolitano is at 2 of them. Lynette Zhang came up, one after another. We're trying to, I'm doing it can't do it alone. I went to New York City, only 3 to 5,000, 2 to 3,000 people turned out. You can't have all these little rallies. What are they doing, Daniel McAdams said, look at what's going on in France. 8 weeks in a row, almost 500,000 people on the streets. Where are the Americans? Where are the Americans? Train station protests fizzles in Italy as COVID passes start. They're not fighting. The people have lost their fight. If we don't fight, we're finished. When I gave the talk, before I go on to that, top court in Spain's Andalusia rejects plan to make COVID-19 passports mandatory. Imagine that. Spain. Not in America? When I gave the talk in the city, and there were a load of cops out there, they didn't bother anybody. I said, I don't want to get arrested for reading this. It's from the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Happiness? Who the hell are you to talk about happiness? I'm your governor. I'm your mayor. Screw your happiness. Get in your house. You're locked down, you piece of nothing. Pursuit of happiness? How dare you? The Declaration of Independence. No one ever mentions the word happiness. You know why? Look at these tight-ass pieces of shit. They don't know happiness. Look at them. Look at them. Not a drop of boogie, not an ounce of jive. Can't get any tighter. Can't get any tighter. Look at them. McConnell, Pelosi, Lindsay, did you come out of the closet yet, Graham? Look at them. They're telling us the pursuit of happiness, shove that Declaration of Independence. You are under my control. And it goes on to say, of course, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. Our consent. You know what these little guys and girls forgot? And by the way, Representative Massey, you call them bastards. I found that was very sexist. If you're going to say bastards, you have to say bitches too. By the way, I walked into the ladies' room by mistake when I went to the bathroom. I thought it was transgender. Deriving these just powers, what these people forgot are two words: public servant. Public servant. Anyway, just powers from the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. And we are in that place. What Judge Napolitano said, what Mr. Turley said, what everyone said, it is our right to abolish them. The only way I see this happening again is that we must unite under one umbrella. We need a new political party. That may be an answer. But it's more than just a political party. It's a party of human rights. So, in closing, I'd like to say the rallies aren't going to make much difference. There was a thing called the Berlin Wall. How did it come down? The people went, they never left. More came, and they didn't leave. More came, and they didn't leave. More came, and they didn't leave. And the wall came down. And that's what we must do. We must unite and fight for our freedom. And I'm talking in a peaceful way. Because united we stand, divided we fall. Thank you, and let us unite under one umbrella of liberty, peace, freedom, and justice. Thank you.
I think we need a break now. We're going to take a short break. I just want to mention that our friend Gary Haven, as you know, is a trained nutritionist. That's his background. He has his own wellness protocol over there on the table where we are selling things. If you're interested, pick it up. He knows what he's talking about. So go have a look and pick up a free card like this. And we'll be back in 15 minutes, I guess.